three famous authors that I like to read about that I like to read the most, and that's Stephen King, Tom Clancy, and John Grisham. Now, Stephen King's my number one author. He's the one I read the most of all of the other two. The reason why I like Tom Clancy is because he writes books that are centered on military stories, something that 45 doesn't know anything about. And then John Grisham was a lawyer turned book writer. Um, and one of my favorite books that John Grisham wrote is called A Time to Kill. And the movie is centered on a black man's family. And Samuel Jackson plays the main character in the film, and Matthew McConaughey plays the lawyer defending him. But Samuel Jackson's daughter in the movie gets raped, and he decides to take matter into his own hands. Basically, it's the situation's like, okay, if you're, it doesn't matter if you're a mother or father, but if your daughter or son was in any way danger, what would you do to be willing to protect them? And that's what Samuel Jackson did in the movie. He killed the two white guys that raped his daughter because he felt like he was protecting her, which he kind of in a way was. But that's not how he should have gone about it. But that's what he did in the movie. Now my favorite movie that Stephen King did is Green Mile, even though he doesn't appear in the movie, but he wrote the book. Now he does make occasional appearances in some of the movies that he wrote books on for. Like he appeared in the movie Creepshow 1 and 2, which are books that he wrote. And there was a couple movies that he actually appeared in that I owned that I didn't realize he was in because I never paid attention. He played the minister in the movie's Pet Cemetery, which I didn't even pay attention to or realize that he was in. He also was in the movie Maximum Overdrive. He doesn't get credit for it though, but the only scene you see him in was when there was a man and he was standing in front of an ATM, and he was the man standing in front of the ATM. He was also in the movie Thinner, which I've seen, and was kind of weird to describe it. But he was in that, and then he was also in Storm of the Century, which I own. Um, Now, my one of my favorite movies that he actually did write was The Mist, and I own that one. So, yep.